And you got to remember, people look at Kanye now as a rapper, but in the beginning, if you're an artist, you didn't look at Kanye as a rapper. You looked at him like who made beats. There wasn't a lot of producers that could rap and be successful at it that I could think of off the top of my head. Of course, Jermaine Dupri, but I don't really consider him like a rapper, even though he could spit some bars. Shout out to JD. Puff too, people would write for him. Kanye was like writing his own. And I remember we was in the studio and it was me and Jay-Z in there and he was just rapping his heart out. And I was like, kind of saying something. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at him, but I'm still looking at him as a producer. Jay was just in a two-way pager like this. It's going hard. Kanye just going crazy. Jay wouldn't even look up.
Everybody talks about Jay-Z discovering Kanye West, but almost nobody talks about how close he really was to missing out on millions of dollars with him. In the early 2000s, Kanye West was not the global billionaire brand you see today. He was just a producer in the room. Cameron said that Kanye would come into the studio and start rapping his heart out right in front of Jay-Z. And while Kanye was going crazy to try to prove himself, Jay-Z barely even looked up. He was on his two-way pager at the time. Because at the time, nobody saw Kanye as a future rap legend. They just saw him as a beatmaker. And that right there is where millions of dollars was almost lost. Now I'm about to play this clip for y'all. But before I do, I just need y'all to like, leave y'all thoughts down below in the comment section, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
What's it like being in the studio with Kanye?
It was cool. I didn't really be in the studio with Kanye when it came to beats. Kanye kind of just gave me beats and I would pick out which ones that I like. And that's kind of how we vibe. But when I was with Kanye in the studio, he was trying to rap. I think it's a song that he got, I think 30 Days, 30 Nights. I'm not sure the name of the song. I think on the Life of Pablo album, he talking about how he's in the studio rapping for me and Jay-Z. I remember Kanye was in the studio, and you gotta remember, people look at Kanye now as a rapper, but in the beginning, if you're an artist, you didn't look at Kanye as a rapper. You looked at him like who made beats. There wasn't a lot of producers that could rap and be successful at it that I could think of off the top of my head. Of course, Jermaine Dupri, but I don't really consider him like a rapper, even though he could spit some bars. Shout out to JD. Puff too, people would write for him. Kanye was like writing his own. And I remember we was in the studio and it was me and Jay-Z in there and he was just rapping his heart out. And I was like, kind of saying something. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at him, but I'm still looking at him as a producer. Jay was just in a two-way pager like this. It's going hard. Kanye just going crazy. Jay wouldn't even look up. Just like this in his pager. And I ain't gonna say and act like I discovered the either, because I was just like, am I bugging or is this saying some shit? But it was kind of off because you got to realize what Kanye did successfully, he had like a backpacker style and still could rap with who's talking about money, drugs, or murder or whatever. Kanye could do a song with Jay-Z and then go to SOBs and do a song with Mos Def. You know what I'm saying? He kind of connected and gapped that bridge of the backpackers mixed with if you want to call it gangster hustler, whatever kind of vibe you want to call it, to where he could do both and not be frowned upon for doing it. But as far as him producer for me, he would just give me beats, I would pick him out. But I've been in the studio with him a few times when he was rapping, and he definitely had some, but we kind of looked over it. Well, I kind of looked over it.
Are you surprised to what he became?
Nah, I'm not surprised. You got to realize that if you put your mind to it and your hustle to it, and set a goal out and a plan out for yourself, you can do it. Because like I said, he was rapping. Excuse me, he was really rapping, not just rapping. He was pretty good. I just was looking at him as a producer. And then you got to realize he knew how to market. When I say market, right, the thing that made Kanye blow, pause, is that he got into a car accident because he's in LA. His jaw was wired. Then he did a song Through the Wire with his jaw wired, which was marketing genius. Then who sampled he used? Shaka Khan sample. So now Shaka Khan's involved. You know, like, oh, and then you like, oh, this nigga really rapping through his teeth, and it was a good song. Yeah. Then what did he do next? He threw Jesus in it. Said Jesus walks.
Went religious on the
Jesus song.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So he knows how to market. And then what did he do? You know, he starts to get more famous and famous. Then I don't know if this was a ploy or not. He might have been serious, but he starts being in the camera and in the news a lot for snatching cameras from paparazzi. That may have been a setup from the beginning. Not saying it was. I have no idea if it was or wasn't. But how smart is that if it was? Because now you're saying, yo, stop taking pictures of me. He could have had his man doing it. But if people who take pictures know that makes you mad, they're going to take more pictures to make you mad, to make a spectacle of what you're doing. So now, oh, I think he coming flight. Take a picture. You got him chasing cameramen, taking cameras. And now even if it wasn't planned, or if it was planned, now you got them doing it naturally. Now that creates more of a media blitz towards you. Like Kanye does it again. He's chasing another cameraman. He wants to get this person suing him, that person suing him, yada, 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 yada. But he's putting good music behind it as well. Mm-hmm. So I think he's very creative as far as marketing his music and himself is concerned. And then you pick the right girls too at the right time. You know, you pick the right chick, popular joint, helps you out. Then you get with Adidas. You know, you take Adidas from not just saying a foot brand, a regular sneaker. I don't want to say regular because basketball players wear them, other people wear them, but his sneaker was a Neiman Marcus next to Balenciaga.
Yeah,
it's a big deal, man. I think he's right. That's why when people be like, that nigga crazy, I'm like, I'm not that crazy. You know, certain things that he's done that he thought, my opinion is that he could go over and get away with because he was that popular. And he tried to be the one to be like, I'm hot out here. I can say what I want to say. And nah, you ain't that hot. Let's calm down. You can't just say anything you want to say.
I think he's going to reinvent some shit. I think he's creative enough because let me tell you something. That new T.I. shit, that shit driving itself crazy. Y'all heard that?
Yeah.
I think he reinvented himself a little bit off that. I think that shit dope. So I think Kanye, he might could do it.
The scariest part about this story is how easy it is to miss greatness when it's right in front of you. Now, this is not a knock on Jay-Z at all. This is actually proof of how rare vision really is. Even the smartest executives in music cannot always see the full potential of somebody in the beginning. Kanye didn't look like the typical rap superstar. He didn't sound like the typical rap superstar, but he understood branding, marketing, and ownership at a different level. He turned attention into leverage. He turned moments into momentum. And most importantly, he turned belief into billions. This is why this moment matters so much from a business standpoint. Because it shows that investing in people is one of the highest return assets in the world. Kanye's Yeezy partnership with Adidas reportedly generated billions of dollars in revenue. And it turned Kanye into one of the richest self-made artists in music history. That's not just success in music. That's success in ownership. That's equity success. And that's generational wealth right there. So let me ask you all this. Do you think Jay-Z always saw Kanye's billion-dollar potential? Or did Kanye force the world to see it through pure belief in marketing genius? And let's be honest. If you were in that studio with Cameron and Jay-Z back then, Would you have invested in Kanye, or would you have seen him as just another beat maker? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.